you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for convening us today, and thank you to the witnesses for appearing. Ms. Webb, thank you for appearing. We're proud to have Sylvamo in the Memphis area, and you are a great corporate employer, great resource for our community. If I could, I know we spent some time this morning talking about kind of the macro impact of the working families tax cut. We know that domestic investment, economic growth, global competitiveness, they're all critically important. With that being said, the bill will also have an impact, really a lasting impact, on the day-to-day lives of American workers, their wages, their benefits, their future employment opportunities, their quality of life. Can you talk specifically about how these tax cuts will benefit the workers at Sylvamo?
Sure. Thank you for the question. The tax cuts and the Big Beautiful Bill definitely help us to strengthen our cash position as a company. And that matters because we regularly reevaluate compensation for our employees to make sure that that our pay in every market is competitive. And when our tax burden goes down, that gives us more flexibility and more resources to then invest in our people. While pay decisions are based on market data and the needs of our business, the Big Beautiful Bill tax relief absolutely gives us more room to stay competitive and support our employees. And it helps us succeed, and anytime we succeed, that helps our employees succeed and then the communities that we're a part of.
Thank you. I was going through your annual report, and there was a passage on page 23 about the substantial capital that Sylvamo requires to keep the operations going. Maybe if I read from the corporate report, the annual report rather, page 23, we make capital investments, sometimes substantial, primarily to expand and replace existing facilities and equipment, improve our operations, and comply with changes in environmental laws and regulations. Key pieces of equipment in our various manufacturing facilities may, perhaps unexpectedly, need to be repaired or replaced. And it goes on to say in 2025, we will make significant capital investments to enhance and upgrade our manufacturing operations, et cetera. So the reason I bring this up is the working families tax cuts included two provisions designed to incentivize capital investment here in our country, the type of investments that Sylvamo must make to succeed. One, it makes permanent 100% expensing for investments into machinery and equipment. And then secondly, it provides 100% expensing for structures or facilities used for domestic manufacturing. So can you talk about how those provisions in this bill that we passed on July 3rd, what that means for Sylvamo's capital investment strategy going forward?
Absolutely. Those investments that we're making are made significantly more affordable by those favorable provisions in the Big Beautiful Bill, and that saves us cash that we can then further invest in our mills and our people. While there are a number of factors that influence when and where a company invests, tax benefits of those investments are certainly a consideration. We operate in a tough industry in a market where our overall demand for our product is declining. And while it's true that the demand for paper in the U.S. is declining, it still remains a very attractive market for us and one that we want to be a part of and succeed in. A lot of the decisions around making new investments is making sure that we get a good return on that investment. And the math just gets a lot easier when we have competitive tax policies like low rates and immediate expensing.
Thank you, Ms. Webb. Thank you for appearing. Chairman Brady, we're glad to have you here, glad to have you back. I'm going to ask you maybe an unfair question.
Be gentle, Mr. Congressman.
I think you can handle it. If you could return as the chair of this committee for one day and pass a tax package to build upon the TCJA and the working families tax cut, what would your number one priority be?
So I will just tell you, you did good work in this bill. You did important work in this bill, both locking in these low rates for our businesses and families, restoring fully the 3 business provisions, so pro-growth, but the improvements you made, the international tax, is going to translate into a much stronger economy and much stronger America here at home. So I will just tell you, and you did it in record time, beat every expectation there. So you have a great deal to be proud of in the work that you've just achieved.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Chairman, I'll yield back.